Hi, I'm Robert Blackburn, one of the hosts of FEV TV, and we're here at Blackdog Studios in Rochester, New York, continuing the series, the Blackdog Sessions. Every week, we will be interviewing artists locally and from all over the globe with the goal of showcasing the depth of the talent pool passing through and embedded right here in our great town of Rochester. This week, we are honored to have Miche Fambro here with us. After a short interview, Miche will be giving us an in-studio performance. Let us take you on a journey into the creative world of Miche Fambro. Miche.
Hey, welcome. Good to be here.
My honor. I've been a fan of yours since the age of 18. And when I first caught wind of your name, I was in college at Genesee Community College, playing guitar for about 6 months. I just joined my first band, playing the basic 80s covers thing, and it was just an exciting time for me. And then all of a sudden, when I was all on my high horse and going forward and gonna make everything go, everybody starts coming up to me and going, well, no, you got to see this guy Miche. He works at Buzzo's, and he can play the guitar left and then right and upside down and backwards, and he sings amazing. And he's got these records he's released and everything. So now I have the honor of having Miche in my presence and in my room with me, and we actually collaborated on a song today, one of my tunes that were now going to be our tunes, because Miche has offered in some lyrical and vocal genius to it, and even though it's something that's in progress, we're both very happy with that. So we just we're taking off with our conversation.
I'm really looking forward to hearing what's going to happen with that tune,
and I too. And first, let me quote one of the people who I think puts it all together about Miche. A man of many skills, Miche captivates his listeners with his mastery of the guitar. But his mastery of the guitar is not his only forte. Miche is an amazing singer with skills that equally match that of his guitar playing. The bottom line is Miche knows how to entertain, and he does it well. Do you feel that that's a good description of you?
You know, there was a time, had you asked me a question like this 20 years ago, and I would have either gotten all artists with either being uncomfortable with the fact that it's hard to take a compliment. Somebody say something nice, and I'm not arrogant, so of course I wouldn't believe all those things. As you get older, you recognize that in the same breath that somebody can say, hey, you're the most wonderful thing in the world, they can also say, you know what, that cat sucks, the biggest suck to be sucked, and all this stuff. Point being, you take a compliment and you say, thank you. He could have said two more as far as I'm concerned. You just can't say enough. I want to hear more.
I want to hear more.
No, actually, it's...
Are you an entertainer? I mean,
I am an
number
entertainer.
one entertainer?
I'm an entertainer.
But you happen to, your tools are guitar and voice.
I play guitar. You know, I sing. I am not a guitarist. I don't particularly, this might sound funny to you or weird. I am not a big guitar fan. I never was. I just play the thing.
Okay.
You know, I don't listen to a lot of guitars. To me, it's just, I don't particularly like talking guitar. In other words, some people, I mean, they are into their guitars and, you know, they want to go out and hear the, it's just, it's a piece of wood with some strings on it. You put your fingers on it, so therefore it doesn't matter if it's left or right. It's just something to create. And for me, that's all I do.
So, I mean, as a singer, you have a choice when it comes to harmonic instruments. You have the guitar, a piano, which you certainly would be of much more struggle strapping on your back, and the harp. So obviously the guitar was the lightest tool to carry with you. Would that be correct?
I appreciate that analogy. When you say you have a choice, actually, you know, there's just some sort of genetic thing that sort of goes, if I had a choice, I'd play the piano. I love the piano. Really? And when it comes to voice harmonically, I love what the piano offers to a voice.
Okay.
But it looks like the decision, for me genetically, I picked up the guitar. It was just something easy to do.
And it made a little more chordal structures than the drums did, which is actually what you
Yes,
started with.
actually, I started out as a drummer. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Good. So to date, you have 12 CDs under your belt. Out of all those 12 CDs, what would be your favorite CD?
What will be my favorite CD? A lot of them are very different. I would have to say Cafe Vignettes. That is probably the latest CD that I put together, which is actually recorded like in the 90s. No, 2005. That's a long time ago.
And you recorded at home with that?
I recorded it, at home. It was basically right. I mean, home recording now has become. I mean, who doesn't have a system set up at home where you basically get some decent microphones, and your computer and all this sort of thing. And that was when I had invested money in getting some home stuff and having the luxury and the frustration of doing everything yourself is not as easy as it sounds.
What would be your favorite song you enjoy performing?
Well, that would be, being a moody performer, I am definitely a slave, if you will, to the mood. It's a difficult question to answer. However, the song Man of Straw is the definitive Miche song.
Okay, Man of Straw.
Man of Straw, yes.
Your grandfather advised you not to get into the music business. Why did you choose to ignore this plea from your elder?
Because he's old. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Okay, and you were, when he said this to you, how old were you?
I was not as old as he was. No, I was...
that would be impossible, yes. But thank you.
No, I'm sure my brother and I... my brother lived with my grandparents. And we had some perks to living with them, mainly because my grandmother would allow my brother to stay home if he didn't want to go to school. So I always wanted to stay over there so I could stay home with him and we would just play drums all day.
Nice.
And but my grandfather, he just he was in vaudeville, and he didn't want us to have anything to do with it. In addition to, I mean, whether it's your grandparents or your parents, and let's face it, you will tend to give more credence for some reason to your grandparents than you will your parents. You just don't, as far as you're concerned, they're old. Their life was in black and white. You just, Okay. In fact, I never even really believed that he was a singer, a dancer. This was just stuff you heard. And then one day, my brother and I, it must have been some party, and there was a piano in the house. Now, granted, I already stated, and it's true, he was a vaudeville performer, but I'd never seen him dance. I'd never seen any indication of these rumors. And then one day he sat down at a piano someplace we were, and the guy was playing. He was playing. And it was the first time that we realized that our grandpa, he really does this. He could really do this.
He's hip.
He's hip. Greg, maybe we should have, that's my brother Greg, maybe we should have listened to him. Mm. He was right, actually.
What kind of advice do you have for a young musician, singer out there trying to get into the game?
Okay, well, I don't do it.
Go on.
Really? Do not.
So your grandfather's words have come to rehaunt. Now that you are now recently a grandfather, congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
On your new granddaughter.
Okay.
And say if she comes up to you someday and says, Grandpa, I just love the way you play and sing, and I'm going to do the same thing. I want to be just like you. And what would you say to her?
What I would say to her, now I should state, I'm being facetious. I hope that's clear. But to be serious, one of the things that's been that's really difficult for me and for some artists, and that is we grow up with cliches that we hear since being that small, saying things like you have to follow your dream and things of that nature. The question is what does that really mean? What that means to most of us is if you follow your dream, the reward is that you are going to get there. You're going to get that reward. You may be rich or you may be famous. The truth is, follow your dream, but you are not guaranteed any result. So, you're 20, and oh boy, nothing's happened yet. You're 30, nothing's happened yet. You're 40, you're 50, you're 60. So, as a dad, as a grandfather, I find the point is you become the example of really living your dream and the price of that decision. And sometimes I feel that it's regrettable, but I think that it's important for a child to see that. Your dad,
Very good.
Dad, your granddad did what he chose to do.
While the day's warm, you kick away at your straw man with the wind in your face. You wish he would blow away. You fall to your knees. In the field of your brother, you and your silence. You in your man of straw, weeping. You in your man of straw, you weeping. You in your man of straw. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Brown startled eyes, awake from a chilling breeze, you walk toward the light from a house in the distance, in loving arms, reach out to hold you, yeah, you in your silence, you in your man of strong weeping, you in your man of strong, you weeping, you in your man of straw. Oh, da, da, da. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh yeah. They think you're crazy, they think you're insane, you in your man of straw. But there's unconditional love, you in your man of straw. You're living in a world they don't understand, you in your man of straw. But there's unconditional love, you in your man of straw. Oh, hey.
Here at Blackdog Sessions, we have the Blackdog Sessions 4 questions. And these are questions that we ask everyone who comes into our studio and does our show, the Blackdog Sessions. So the first question I have for you, that I ask everybody who comes in, is what was your earliest musical memory?
My earliest musical memory. My earliest musical memory was watching some cartoons, it was called the Beagles. The Beagles were some kind of ripoff of the cartoon of the Beatles, except they were beagles, little dogs that played guitars and stuff. And they sang some good songs, and I knew that when I got to be big, that I wanted to be a beagle.
Awesome, thank you. What was the first song that you learned to play on guitar?
On guitar? I remember that. I remember it so well. I don't remember it all, actually. No, actually, it was a song, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Remember that song?
Really? Yes, I do.
Well, during that time, other groups were putting out these long songs. So another group, Sly and the Family Stone, had a similar record where one side, it was like a half an hour long. It was called Sex Machine. It were two notes. And it went on for hours. And I could play it.
That's awesome.
My mom hated it.
It doesn't matter. What would your dream band be, dead or alive?
Well, I can tell you my dream band would not have any dead people in my band. I just don't think that...
The people that...
Oh, okay. All right. So the people are living. They're not...
Right.
Okay.
The musicians that you would choose to have, whether if they were all alive, yes. But if they are dead, it's okay if you pick
But I
them.
don't want to play with any dead people, Robert.
All right.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, who would I play and what dead people would I have?
In your band. Or
okay.
alive.
Or alive.
They could be alive.
Okay, I wouldn't want to mix them up. All right, so what I would have...
I don't want to play with dead people.
Hey, I hear dead people. Okay, for dead people, I would have that guy. He's real dead, and he plays drums in that band of the Zombies. I would have the guys in the Zombies play with me.
Okay.
You know,
there you go.
And that works out, doesn't it? Yes.
Okay, very good. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself being a choice for somebody else's dead band. So, actually, I'm hoping that I really hope that somehow there comes a point in your life where it all makes sense. You spend your life struggling trying to do something, and it's no big secret, and I don't see why I should even attempt to make it a secret, that it has been a struggle trying to make a living doing this stuff. In 5 years, I'd like to say that, yes, I can finally, after something, have enough money to buy a hamburger or something like that. You're going to make a living doing this.
Right.
In 5 years, I'd like to say that, yes, I've accomplished that.
To be able to make a living
Make
a living as an entertainer.
Yes, indeed.
This song is called Tracy's House. La 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 la. La 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 la. When Tracy and the girls were jumping rope with their braids bouncing on their heads, and when the boys were running through the alleys, were throwing stones, you knew they'd be in Tracy's house. We'd stack up all the records, the latest hits and so on. Mom didn't mind that the stereo was cranking. Then Tracy and the girls would lip sync to their favorite songs. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, yeah, hey, hey, hey. Oh, for a dime you could get in. Would nickel if you made a fuss, nobody cared. Girls, they really had their steps down. They make the record skip sometimes. You see Patti LaBelle and Diana Ross, the Jackson 5 to name a few. We stick around at Tracy's mom had enough, and you knew she had enough when she said the show is over. La 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 la. Oh. this house, and the only room we saw was a living room. Tracy's mom saw to that she'd never let us upstairs, not even for the bathroom. Tracy, Lori, and Vanessa, the oldest sister Diane, I'll just say have mercy. For sisters cute just like their mother, but Vanessa, she was the one for me. La 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 la, oh, hey, la 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 la, yeah. Ooh, la 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 la. La 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 la, yeah.
I am honored to have Miche Fambro here in our 6th episode of the Blackdog Sessions, and we hope you enjoyed meeting him. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.